My father, you know, was a hard-working guy, worked for Union Carbide for 40 years, and because his daddy worked there for 40 years. And why do you have a job? You're supposed to have a job. And then we found out job stood for just over broke, J-O-B. And then I said, well, Dad, I want to make money one day. Now, why do you want to do that? People with money are unhappy. I said, we're broke. We're pretty unhappy. You know, I mean, like, so money doesn't change you. And I've seen this in business. Money doesn't change you. Money's a magnifier. Money makes you more of what you really are. I thought this was an interesting quote. It said that our life is what our thoughts make it. Now, why I thought that was interesting was that quote was in 175, the year. We're in 2000, right? So 175. But yet we've heard this quote redone how many different times? Thoughts become things. And we watch this video and we're like, that's brilliant. and yet this is the most simplistic thing. And here's the bottom line with it. Your beliefs drive every action that you do. Whatever you believe, beliefs drive your actions, actions create the results. Let me tell you a little something about brand and how your brand that you work so hard for can be destroyed in 1 second. You ready for this? So everybody said, you got to go to Painters. We were there this week down in Myrtle Beach, the Redneck Riviera. And we were down there, and they go, you got to go to Painters, man. It's the best ice cream. It looks like a dive, and you know I don't look this way by accident, so I'm like, I'm all for it. So I go over there with the wife and the daughter and the in-laws and the sister-in-law, and we get up there, we're up to order, and I say, I understand this place is the best. Yep. All right. Well, can I get a sample of that mint chocolate chip? Because I can't decide between that and chocolate. And the guy looks at me and goes, sir, we don't do samples after 7 p.m. And I go, well, it's 7:30. And he goes, that's right. I go, why is that? Well, because that's our busy time. I go, well, there's nobody here but us. And I looked around when I did it because I thought he was being funny, right? I was like, there's nobody here but me. And he looks at me and goes, sorry, sir, that's our policy. And after about 20 minutes, my wife said, let it go. Okay? 9 out of 10 times, what do you think the first thing out of that manager's mouth is to the customer? Free food as a solution, but what do you think the first thing they say to the customer? What'd you say? I'm sorry, and what's your problem? Mixed together most of the time. They'll say, my name is Brian, I'm the manager, I understand you have a problem. How does that make you feel as a customer? Good? Or they come out there and they go, I understand you got an issue with your food. I mean, like, what seems to be the problem? Have you ever seen that? And then all of a sudden you're expecting the customer to go like, thank you for coming out and really acknowledging me, sir. That's not what happens. How are they going to remember you? What are you doing that makes you stand out? How do you serve them in such a way that they're intrigued by that? How do they feel when they deal with you? And how do you help your coworkers and peers? What do you do for them? Or are you too interested in your title? I get a kick when I called a lady the other day and I got screened 2 times, and she's in sales. And I said, you know, I can get the Pope easier than you. Can I not get the bat phone? Like, can I get like right to you? And how difficult do you make it for customers to even know you? This new technology is supposed to make us more efficient, but it's made us less effective. You know what I'm talking about. It's that important email that I need to send to someone because it's really important, but yet that person is sitting 10 feet away from me. Why are we not getting up, walking over, and talking to them? Instead of getting that email from the customer when they're upset and emailing them back, pick up the phone and call them. A lot of times we put too much stock into what other people say as opposed to what your gut says. Your gut's usually right, isn't it? Your gut is almost always right, but yet many times we want to rely on because of our fear of what if I'm not good enough or what if I fail. Those are the 2 big fears that everybody has. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? And therefore, they're not willing to take the chance that they need. The #1 sport in America is boss watching. You understand that? People are watching what you're doing every day. But yet, we always make excuses. I love when I hear managers say things like, well, I just have this employee and they're just not that good. No, no. Bad employees are a symptom of you. Everybody wants to be important. Everybody wants to belong or feel liked. But here's the most important behavior, the most important trait that everybody has. They crave it. Everyone wants to feel appreciated. Appreciation is that missing ingredient. A lot of people say, oh, they left because they got a better job. They got more money. Let me tell you something about that. There was a research study done by Saratoga Institute, and they said out of 60,000 exit interviews, 80% of people left because of a relationship with their boss. Any bosses in the room? Don't raise your hand. 80% of the people, see, if I give you a $1 raise, you're going to think I'm cheap. I can give you a $10,000 bonus, you love me. But in 6 months, you forgot both. You have a perfect life. You just don't know it yet. And all you got to do is look at where you are and know that you can make a difference. Your business is making a difference in people's lives. You're going out and touching people every day. Just for today, focus on that. Just today. Focus on how you can be kind to someone and see the difference that it makes.